All right, question number 31 says when 8 is subtracted from a certain number and the result multiplied by 3, the answer is 21. What is the original number? So I don't know it, so I'm going to multiply. So I'm going to let that original number be x. Then we're told that 8 is subtracted from this number, and whatever you get is then multiplied by 3. So when I take away 8 from x, I get x minus 8. Then I'm going to multiply that by 3, and the result is 21. All right, distributive law. We have 3x minus 24 is equal to 21. 3x is equal to 21 plus 24. 3x is equal to 45. Dividing both sides by 3, we get x is equal to 15. X is equal to 15. So the answer for 31 is D. All right, question 32. It says, how many kilograms are there in 1 ton? All right, there's nothing to work out there. The answer is C. So the answer for 32 is C, which is 1,000. So there is 1,000 kilograms in 1 ton. All right, question 33. It says the volume in centimeters cube of a cube of edge 3 centimeters is. All right, so there's a cube. Let's see if we can do a quick sketch. All right, so in this question, we're told that there's a cube and we're asked to find the volume. The length of each side is 3 centimeters. So this is 3, this is 3, the height is 3. Now, the volume of a cube is equal to length times length times length, which is 3 times 3 times 3. So the answer here is just simply 27 centimeters cube. So the answer there is C. All right. 34 says that a car travels 80 kilometers in 2.5 hours. What is the speed in kilometers per hour? All right. So question 34, we're told that a car travels 80 kilometers in 2 hours. So distance is equal to 80 kilometers. Time is equal to 2.5 hours. All right, which is 5 over 2 hours. Speed is equal to distance divided by time. It's equal to distance divided by time. So the speed would be equal to distance, which is 80, divided by time, which is 5 over 2. So this is 80 over 1 times 2 over 5. The answer is 32 because 5 goes into 80 60 times. So the answer is 32 kilometers per hour. The answer for 34 is B. All right. Um, Question number 35. This says the length of one side of of the square is 5 centimeters and the height of the triangle is 4 centimeters. What is the total area of the figure in centimeters square? All right, this is a composite shape, and the total area would be the area of the triangle, which is half base times height, plus the area of the square, which is length times length. All right, this side here is 5. It's a square, so this side is also 5. And if down here is 5, it means that up here is also 5. So the area is a half for the triangle times the base, which is 5, times the height, which is 4, plus the area of the square, which is 5, 5 times 5. So 2 into this is 1, 2 into this is 2. So for the triangle, the area is 10. For the square, it's 25. The total area is 35 centimeters square. So the answer for question number 35 is A. Question 36. It says the area of a rectangle is 53.6 centimeters square. If its length is multiplied by 4 and the width is halved, the area would then be, all right, so there's a rectangle and the length is L, the width is W, and the area, which is length times width, is 53.6. We're told that this triangle, that the length is now multiplied by 4, sorry, rectangle, so we have a new rectangle, and the length is multiplied by 4, so the length is now 4L. The length was previously L. If you multiply L by 4, you get 4L. The width is halved. The width was W. So if you half it or divide it by 2, you get what? W over 2. So the area of the new rectangle would be the length, which is 4L, times the width, which is W over 2. All right, so the L and W from this rectangle is the same L and W at the bottom here. 2 into 4 is 2. So we have 2 times length times width. But length times width is 53.6. So it's 2 times 53.6, which is 107.2 centimeters square. Question number 36, the answer is C. 37. Question 37 says, a man leaves home at 22:15 hours and reaches his destination at 0400 hours on the following day in the same time zone. How many hours did the journey take? All right, so here we have a situation where the journey started at night and ended the following morning. All right, so to do this, you have to solve this question. You have to find the time from departure to midnight. So one from departure to midnight. All right, from departure to midnight, midnight will be what, 2400 hours minus 2215. All right, so borrow from here, 360. So 1 hour comes over the minute section as 60 minutes. We're subtracting, so this is 45 minutes. So from departure to midnight is 1 hour and 45 minutes. From midnight to arrival, all right, the time is 4 hours. So the journey, the time of the journey is a total of 1 hour and 45 minutes. You can say 1 hour and 45 minutes plus an additional 5 hours. So this journey took, sorry, that should be an additional 4 hours. So this journey took a total of 5 3/4 of an hour. All right. 45 minutes is 3/4 of an hour. So the journey took 5 3/4 of an hour. The answer is B. All right. Question number 38 says the distance around a lake is 8 kilometers. On a map, this distance, this distance around the lake is represented by a length of 2 centimeters. Um, on the map, the scale on the map is, so a map scale essentially is a ratio of the distance between 2 points on the map to the actual distance between the 2 points. So on the map, this is what 2 centimeters, and the actual distance is actually 8 kilometers. It is 100,000 centimeters that equals 8 kilometers. So 8 kilometers would be equal to 800,000 centimeters. So the ratio is actually 2 centimeters to 800,000. Divide both sides by 2 centimeters. And the map scale is 1 to 400,000. All right, so the answer there is D. Question 39 says the perimeter of a square is 56 centimeters. What is the area? What is its area in centimeters square? All right, so there's a square and the distance around the square, this is L, 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 L. So the perimeter, which is L, which is L plus L plus L plus L, is equal to 56. 4L is equal to 56. Divide both sides by 4. L is equal to 1, 4. So the area of the same square would be length times length, which is 14 times 14. All right, and I'm guessing that the answer is 196. The answer there is D. All right. Now question number 40. Question number 40, we're told that the volume of a cylinder, we're told that the radius of the cylinder is 3 centimeters, the height of the cylinder is 8 centimeters, and we're asked to find the volume of the cylinder. Please note that pi is in the answer. Pi is in all of the answers. So if pi is in the answer, when you're working out your volume, you should not put any value for pi. All right. The volume is equal to A times H. A cylinder is a solid shape with a uniform cross section, and the volume of all solid shape with a uniform cross section. So the uniform cross section is here is the circle. The cylinder has a uniform circular cross section. So the volume is equal to the area of the cross section times the height. So the volume would be pi r square times h. Remember, there's no value for you shouldn't put in a value for pi, so just write back pi times the radius, which is 3, times 3, that's radius square, times the height, which is 8. So 3 is 9. 9 times 8 is 72. The answer is 72 pi. So the answer is C. All right, next we're going to look at question 47. In question 47, it says the straight line AB cuts the y-axis at. So this is the y-axis, and this is the line. This is the y-axis here, and this is the line AB. So the straight line cuts y-axis at that point. The y-axis is the line x is equal to 0. All right. So the horizontal coordinate is 0. Sorry, the vertical component is 0. And the horizontal component is -2. So the y-intercept is the point 0, -2. All right. So 0 minus 2 will make the answer D. Question 48. Question 48 says h of x is equal to 3x minus 2 over 5. We're asked to find h of -6. Or to find h of -6, essentially what we're going to do is in h, wherever we see x, we're going to take out x and put -6. So this is 3 times -6 minus 2. This is, and sorry, divide by 5. So this is -18 minus 2 divide by 5. This is -20 divide by 5. The signs are the same, you add and keep the sign. A negative divided by a positive is a negative. The answer is -4. Question number 48, the answer is A. Question 49 is saying, it's asking, the inequality above is defined by, all right, so some things to note. So this is note here that the circle here is unshaded, and the circle here is what? Unshaded. So, and this is my inequality between here and here. So my inequality is the region where x is what? Less than 3. All right. How do I know it's less than and not less than or equal to? The circle is unshaded, is indicating to me that x is not 3 or x cannot be 3. But x is what? Less than 3. and at the same time x is what? Greater than minus 2. So this is the region on the number line where x is what? Less than 3 but greater than minus 2. Alright, so the answer here is D. Question 50. Question 50, it says the value of x y for which y is equal to 4x minus x squared intersects the line y is equal to 0. Now the line y is equal to 0 is the x-axis. So this is the line. Let's change the color. This is the line y is equal to 0. The line y is equal to 0 is the x-axis. All right, and the curve, the parabola, this parabola here is the line y is equal to 4x minus x squared. The two lines intersect here and here. The two lines intersect where? So my solution, the value of x where these two lines intersect are x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 4. So the answer for number 50 is A. All right. Question 51. Question 51 says, which of the following best describes the function? All right. What we can see here is that every value of x here, the value of x here corresponds to the value of y over here. It's going to be what? X plus what? 3. If you look at each of them, you can see that to get the value of y, what you actually do is you add 3. So the function that best describes this is the function f of x, is f of x is equal to x plus 3. All right, so the answer here is that's D. Question 52. It says if each exterior angle of a regular polygon is 60, then the regular polygon is. All right, so a regular polygon is a polygon in which all the exterior angles and all the exterior angles are equal, all the interior angles are equal, and all sides of a regular polygon are of the same length. The exterior angles of any polygon must add up to 360 degrees. So if I say let n be the number of sides, of this polygon, I do not know what n is, but I know that if since it's a regular polygon, if it has n sides, it must have what? N exterior angles, and each exterior angle measures 60 degrees. So it means that I have n exterior angles, n times 60. So I have 60n, or if I add the exterior angles, it's n of them, and I add each of them is 60, and I add them, I'm going to get 60n. So 60n would be equal to 360. Divide both sides by 60. I'm going to get n is equal to 6. If n is equal to 6, this shape is a hexagon. The answer is C. All right. Question number 53. It says the measure of angle ABE is the measure of angle ABE. So let's identify angle. This is angle ABE. So if we're identifying this angle, it would be this angle here. The measure of angle ABE is, well, these two angles, if you look carefully, you'll see that these two angles are angles on a straight line. So it means that angle ABE, angle, I'm just going to indicate it here, it's theta, angle ABE would be equal to 180 minus 58, and that would be 122 degrees. The two angles are angles on a straight line. Two angles are adjacent angles on a straight line. So the answer there would be B. All right. Question 54 says, in the triangle, the value of x is. All right. First of all, we can identify that this triangle here is an isosceles triangle. The two equal sides of an isosceles triangle meet at the apex, and opposite from the apex is the base. Now, the two base angles of an isosceles triangle are equal. So if the angle here is 30, the angle here is also 30 degrees. The three interior angles of a triangle must add up to 180. So it means therefore that 30 plus 30 plus x is equal to 180. So x would be equal to 180 minus 30 plus 30, which is 60. X would be 120 degrees. X is 120 degrees. The answer there is C. All right. Question 55. It says the straight line, sorry, that the line in the diagram is the straight line y is equal to x. What is the image of y is equal to x when it is rotated anticlockwise about the origin through an angle of 90 degrees? All right. So let's sort of rotate it by halves. Let's rotate this half of the line. There are four quadrants. So let's say that this is the first, second, third, and the fourth quadrant. Whenever you rotate something that is in one quadrant, it automatically, if you rotate something through 90 degrees and it is in one quadrant, it automatically goes in the next quadrant. So if I rotate this half, the half that is blue, 90 degrees, so it's going to become this. All right, so the angle there is 90 degrees, angle of rotation. And what I did is I rotated it. Essentially, I rotate it like that, in that direction. Anticlockwise 90. I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom half. Rotate it in that degrees, anticlockwise 90. So in a sense, this becomes, this line here now becomes my new line. And this is the line y is equal to minus x. All right. So the answer there is D. All right. If you rotate the line y is equal to x 90 degrees in an anticlockwise direction, it's going to become the line y is equal to minus x. Question 56. Question 56 says the length, first of all, these two triangles are similar. These two triangles are similar triangle. And we're told that the length of MQ, we're asked to find the length of MQ in centimeters. So it says the length of the length of MO in centimeters is. Now here's what we do know about similar shapes. If two shapes are similar, the interior angles are the same, as you can see, 31 degrees, 31 degrees, 59 degrees, 59 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. So the first of all is that the two shapes have the same interior angle. So in essence, they have the same shape, but they have different size. Now, if two shapes are similar, the ratio of corresponding sides are equal. So if I say that this is x, x here I'm guessing corresponds with 7, x is the hypotenuse. So x over 7, their corresponding side would be equal to 6, would be equal to, sorry, it must be the same, would be equal to 3 over 6. Alright, if two shapes are similar, the ratio of corresponding sides are the same. We could write it like this, or we could write it as x over 3 is equal to 7 over 6. Both will sort of give us the same answers. Alright, so let's find out what x is. So to find out what x is, I'm going to have x is equal to 3 times 7 divided by 6. 3 into this is 1, 3 into this is 2. 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. X is equal to 3.5. Alright, so the answer here is C. Alright, as I said, if I'd done it this way, it would have been the same thing. X is equal to 7 times 3 over 6. 3 into that 1 into this 2. 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. So if two shapes are similar, the two shapes have the same, they have the same shape but different what size. So if they have the same shape, the interior angles will be the same, but they have different size, and the ratio of corresponding sides would be equal. Question 57. Question 57 says, in a triangle not drawn to scale, angle BAC is 30 degrees, and the length of AB is 40 meters. It says the length of BC in meters is. Alright, so this is the length, this is BC. Alright, BC is in front of the 30 degrees. So BC is the side that is opposite to the 30 degrees. 40 meters is in front of the right angles. So the 40 meters is the hypotenuse. Now the ratio, the trig ratio that includes opposite and hypotenuse is sine. So the sine of 40 degrees is the opposite side BC over the hypotenuse, which is 40. If I have one fraction is equal to one fraction, I would cross multiply. 1 times BC is BC, would be equal to 40 times the sine of 30 degrees. Alright, so the angle here is not 40 degrees. The angle here actually should be 30. Alright, so let's put in the correct thing. So the angle here is 30 degrees. So it's 40 sine 30. So the answer is A. next, question 58. It says in triangle ABC not joined to scale, AB is 17, AC is 15, BC is X. The value of X in centimeters is. All right. To answer this, we need to use Pythagoras theorem. But I think the 17, this is a 17, 15, 17, 15 on 8. I think it's 17, 15, 8. But let's use Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem says a square is equal to b square plus c square. This is the hypotenuse. And b and c are the other two sides. So this is going to be 17 square is equal to 15 square plus x square. I think 17 square is 289 is equal to 225 plus x square. So x square would be equal to 289 minus 225, which is 64. The opposite of square is square root. So x would be equal to square root of 64. X would be 8 centimeters. So the length of x is 8 centimeters, which is B. Question 59. In a triangle PQR, P is x degrees, Q is 2x. So let's try if we can just do a rough sketch. Alright, just to sort of give us a visual, this is x, this is 2x, this is P, this is Q, and this is R. Alright, so what do we know? It means that what all of the angles must add up to what 180 degrees. So it's x plus 2x plus the angle at R is equal to 180. So R, the angle at R would be equal to 180 minus 3x degrees. All right. So the answer there is D. Last but not least, question number 60. An estimate of the height of a building obtained by calculating. All right, so they're asking us an estimate of the height of the building obtained by calculation. All right, a few things that we know that we already know a part of the height of the building, that the height so far for this bottom half is 1.6 meters. What we don't know is the height of the top half. This length here, I'm going to call it x. I know that for this triangle here at the bottom, the base here is 12 meters. X is opposite to the 40 degrees, and the 12 meters at the bottom is adjacent. The trig ratio that includes opposite and adjacent is tan. So the tangent of 40 is opposite x over adjacent 12. If one fraction is equal to one fraction, I would cross multiply. So this is x is equal to 12 tan 40. All right. Now the height of the building would actually be equal to 1.5, 1.6 plus x, which is 12 tan 40. So the answer there is D.